welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nolo. We are back with another Slay Honey Girls Friday. Here it is. Simple beat type of look. Yes, basically we're focusing on the tools that you use to apply your makeup, the foundation, and how basically you need to blend everything together. So yeah, I hope you guys are going to enjoy this video. If you like it at the end, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below, and yeah, follow me on Instagram. It's Nola_Silwani. Suggest on what you'd like me to talk about every Tuesday. Remember to choose your video and I'll upload it for you. Without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Right, let's get into it, guys. Basically today we'll be talking about why your makeup doesn't look good or as good as you'd want it to look. It's simply because of the three things that I think are very important when applying makeup. The first one would be the tools that you use to apply your makeup. The second one will be the product that you apply on your face, and lastly it will be your A game. So without those three, you'll always be seeking for something better or something that's not correct on your face. So you have to apply those three in order for everything to come together, basically. Yeah. Okay, I'll be sipping some because it's hot. It's ours. I'm really trying to get into it where you'll be able to see exactly how, because as you can see on my face, I've got dark spots everywhere, my nose, you know, pimples. Yeah, it happens. So this basically will be more friendly to people who have an oily skin, because I have an oily skin, or people with marks like me, or yeah. All right, I'm going to show you the tools that I'll be using for this video, and I'll try my best to use only these products that I'm showing you because they're very beginner friendly, and I would say the basic tools that you want for a full face beat. Not something dramatic, but something that's of full coverage and an everyday type of look. All right, I'm going to start off with the big brushes, and they look somewhat like this. Let me just move back. Yeah, so the big brushes are for the face, and basically this will be your all over face powder brush, and this I use it as what do we call it? Come back. Blush. This I use it as a blush brush, and this I use it's a flat top brush. I use it to apply my foundation. And we have this one which I use for contouring, and yeah, I prefer it's a smaller kind of round brush. It works very well for contouring. And this one, I use it for the bridge of my nose, right on the sides of my nose, not directly on the bridge, but on the sides, to define the contour. So when you contour your nose, you would prefer something that's slightly smaller from this one, so that it's easy for it to move in between there, in between your eye and the bridge. Yes, so yeah, that would be the perfect brush. Right, and then moving along, we have the small brushes, which is for your eyes, and there's different kinds of brushes. Well, these two brushes, I would say it's the same kind of brushes. I just have a preference. So there's the angle brush and the flat brush. This is the angle brush. It's still flat. Let me do this. Yeah, can you see? This is the angle brush, and it's still flat. And then this is just a flat brush. I prefer this one. I love this one better than the angle brush. I just have a preference. I don't know why, but I just love the other one. And we have I'll start off with this small type of brush. So this type of brush, it's for focusing on your eyeshadow, especially if you want it to stay in one place So this is the type of brush you would go for because it really focuses, it puts the eyeshadow exactly where you want it. It's not going to go all over your eyelids or anywhere else. If you decide you want to build on your foundation, your eyeshadow, this is the brush to use. If you want to just on your let's say on your crease line, then this is the type of brush that you want to use. It really focuses on your eyelids. And then from there we have, oh, I forgot to mention this one. This is the type of brush you would use because now before applying your eyeshadow, you will need to apply the base. So the base can be a concealer, a foundation, an eyeshadow primer, one of those three, or even what? No, actually that. As far as I know, those are the three that you can apply before you apply your eyeshadow. So once you apply there, this is the perfect kind of brush that you'd want to use to blend the base and make sure that it's ready for your eyeshadow to be applied. And then from there, you would use this type of a brush. Well, this brush, it's more of it's a blending brush, so it's very friendly for when you want to transition the eye look. So if you go in with a, let's say you're going for a smoky kind of look and you want to focus the smoky here, and then you want to start building the smoky look and to have a more effect on your eyes, then you would use this to blend in that smoky kind of look. Or if you want to have another color as a transition color, then you would use a blending brush to transition the color. Then from there, okay, before this one, then from there you would have this last three. They serve sort of the same purpose. The difference is the application. The bigger the brush, the more you want to apply. The smaller the brush, the less you want to apply, and to give it a bit of more focus. So this it's sort of all three of them, they sort of flat brushes. They're just slightly thicker to the one that I use to clean my brows. But yeah, they also, I would say they're also flat brushes. It looks somewhat like this. So this is the biggest one. And then here's the medium one. And lastly, here's the small one. Here. So for the big one, I would say if you want to, let's say you're applying shimmer on your eyelids. Applying your shimmer on your eyelids and you want to focus on just the eyelids and not to go over the crease line. So this will help you to apply it in bigger parts of your eyelids, and it will be much quicker. And then this one, I would say it's the same thing, whether it's shimmer or matte color, it also applies the same way. And then the smallest one is the one where you would want to focus on the inner corners of your eyes and going up and building it. Or let's say you're doing a cut crease and you really want to focus the application right at the edge of the crease where you cut the crease. So this will help you to do that. All right, so now that is that, and I've explained all the brushes that I'm going to be using. I'm probably not going to use all of them, but I'll try my best to use only those brushes and create a look for you guys with just those brushes. This is my beverage. The president closed. No, let me not say the president closed. Let me say the society closed because we were being reckless. Consequences of being reckless, uncontrollable citizens. See your life. So yeah, with that said, I'll be focusing on a couple of things. I'm going to focus on obviously application of all the products that I'll be using, applying them correctly, but I'll also be focusing on if you have dark marks, how to cover them up. And then I'll be focusing on dark under eyes. Some people have really dark under eyes to the point where even though concealer, it doesn't work, or they probably have to apply a lot and then the next thing it creases quite a lot, so that can be a disadvantage. Guys, I forgot to add a spoolie. I'm sorry. You're definitely going to need a spoolie. It's a brush like this one, and I'll be using this brow pencil to fill in my brows. It's the MAC eyebrow strut styler. So I'm going to start off with my brows, go in with to my eyeshadows, and then do the rest of my face. Alright guys, I've applied the eyebrow pencil, and now I'm going to clean the brows. They look a little too messy at the moment, and that's fine. I'm going to fix it. And how am I going to fix that? I'm going to take my concealer. There's going to be two different types of concealers I'm going to use. Now, here's the main thing. You can use your foundation, which is perfect because there's no room for error, I would say, in terms of color, because you're using something that's your same shade as you. I'm going on the bottom part, I'm going to use the rumour base. It's a P.Louis base, rumour 05. It's lighter, and hence I'll be applying it on the bottom brows to clean them, as compared to applying it on top, because now you don't want to be testing your skills. Just do as I'm telling you. It's safer for you. So you can either go for something that is of your shade, your skin color shade, or you can just use a lighter one, slightly like 1 or 2 shades lighter. But definitely when you go on top, it has to be something of your foundation color. By the way, guys, I've been wanting to ask this. What is Chile? Chow? Definitely not chill, but it's spelled Chile. What is that? Okay guys, now I'm going to go in with the rumour base 06. So this one is 05, and I'm going with the 06 on top. Guys, did I mention the beauty blend when I was talking about the products, the tools? The second thing that I didn't include to the beginner package, I would say. You're definitely going to need a blending brush. Blending sponge, I mean to say, because I use it to set. In this case, I'm going to use it, firstly, I'm going to use it to put on my setting powder. So here's the other tool and trick to people who have oily skin. I apply my setting powder. In this case, I'm taking my anti-pollution setting powder 003 Candid, the Candid range, and I'm going to apply it where I know I normally get oily quite quickly. Yes. Oh, and then I went in with my L.A Girl Moisture Primer. I didn't use the matte one because I applied the setting powder, which was also going to make me matte. actually, let me just show you guys the primers. So I went in and applied this one. They're both L.A Girl. So this one, it's more of a moisture nourishing primer. Reason being is that I do tap into the setting powder because I just think the trick works. If you want your foundation to give you more coverage, full coverage, I would say it does that. It does that, especially on my T-zone when I'm mostly oily. Sometimes after applying the foundation, I still find myself very oily, so it does work. Or I could use the high definition smoothing face primer, and this one gives me more of a matte type of finish as compared to the nourishing one. So yeah, I went in with that, and now I'm going to take the concealer that was left on the back of my hand, which is the Rumour 05, no, not 5 but 6, the one that's closer to my skin shade, and I'm going to scoop just a little bit more because there was too little left. So I'm going to take the Rumour 06 base, and I'm just going to put the remaining, I scooped out just a little bit because there was already some left on the back of my hand, and I'm going to apply it right there. All right, I've applied that. As you can see, I've tried to cover all the dark spots around my face, and then I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to touch my all over face at the moment. I'm going back to my eyes. The reason I'm doing that is because I want this base to really stay there and dry down, so that by the time I apply my foundation, I'm going to build on top of that and give it the coverage that I want. So therefore, I'm going back to my eye, and I'm gonna apply the remaining base, the one that I used here. I'm just gonna apply, scoop it off my hand and apply it like so. I'm going to take this blender, and I'm going to blend the eyelids. There it is, guys. I've applied that and I've blended it on my eyes, and now I'm going to go down onto my dark under spots, dark under eyes. Let's just say I have really dark under eyes, and let's just say I have really big eye bags. So for somebody who's got those type of problems, you would go in with the concealer that's a bit too dark for your shade, and I'm going back with this very same brush. So I'm just going to tap into that, and I'm going to apply it under my eyes because I'm really trying to cover up the eye bags. I'm trying to cover up the dark under marks of my eyes, so this really helps. Okay, that's that. I'm gonna go in with my eyeshadows, and I'm gonna take the chocolates by Juvia's, and I think I'm only gonna go in with 2 colors. Yes, I think I'm gonna go in with these two matte colors. And if I'm thinking about going into a shimmer, maybe this one or this one, I'm not sure. I'll see as I go along. But yeah, I'm gonna start off to put on the shimmer, I mean the matte, which is the brown at the corner, and just apply this on my eyelids. And there we go. I'm happy with the application. Now I'm going to take this blending brush. I'm going to tap into this one here, and I'm going to use that as my transition color going up from the eyelids. So I'm just going to go back and forth the two brushes and work the color in. I'm happy with the eyeshadow application. I actually decided to go into 3 shades. I went in firstly with this one, then I used this as a transition color. Then after that, I went in just to give it a bit of more depth. Right, up next, I'm going to apply my foundation using my flat top brush. Yes, I'm going to apply that. I'm using the Kryolan foundation Camouflage. I don't know what's the number. Camouflage Cream Dema Color. So that's all I know. Yeah, that's what it says here. The eyeshadow, the foundation that I'm using, I bought it in, so it's a palette of colors of foundations. Let me see if I can show you without dropping them. These, yes, so I use this on my clients as well. And yeah, so I'm going to demonstrate this look using one of the shades from this palette. Can you see I'm just tapping into the face, and already it's covering up that mark that I had covered with the color correcting, but putting on a color corrector or concealer really seals the deal as compared to when you just apply the foundation directly. And another thing is that your foundation, you need to apply the foundation that dries matte if you really have super oily skin. But I'm really comfortable and confident with the Kryolan foundation because it really applies well. Other than that, if I'm not applying this on my face, I'm applying the Estee Lauder Double Wear, because that one, it dries matte, which is very good for oily skin. So you need to make sure that your foundation is it's suitable for your color combination. If your face is a dry kind of face, then definitely a more moist foundation will do for you. Right, my foundation is applied, so I'm going to put on my highlight. Then I'm going to leave this here for a moment, and because I want it to dry down a little bit so that when I start blending it stays where I want it. And I'm going to go in with this brush just to do my contouring, and then I'll come back to the highlight. And I'm going to use the Kryolan. I'm going in with the darkest shade that I have here, which is this one, and I'm going to contour with it. On to the next, I'm going to take the sponge that I used to apply the setting powder, and I'm going to blend on the clean side. I'm going to blend the highlight. Make sure to apply here, like lift your nose and make sure that you apply in between, because if you don't, it's going to dry down and you'll see this huge line that's just going to look awful. Then from here on, I'm going into this palette. I'm going to apply actually my blush. I'm going to use this brush, tap into that lightly, and I'm applying it on top of the contour. I'm going to use these lashes. Then I'm going to set the face with the Palladio Forever and Ever Makeup Setting Spray Long Lasting Matte Finish. And then I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm not sure which lip color I'm going for, but I think I'm going to go for something bright or something dark. Alright, you guys, I'm done with my makeup and I'm happy with the look. I went ahead and applied the lashes, the mascara, the lips, and set the face, and I'm good to go. I'm happy with the look. I'm happy how it looks. I really like it. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you on my next one.